Welcome to RAAM Talk, and we are here now with Tony with the Georgia Chain Gang. Welcome, Tony, and obviously you're from Georgia, but tell me a little bit more about where you're from.
Absolutely, we're all from Georgia, from Atlanta, Georgia, and most of our chain gang members are from Atlanta. In fact, this is our third year here. We were here in 2009, 2010. We took last year off. I don't know why. I kind of went through withdrawal. And then we're back this year. We kind of have a strong cause behind us, and we decided this year to build the support behind this cause, that we would go from a 4-man team, which we raised in 2009, 2010, to an 8-man team.
And what is your cause?
Okay, we raise money for Leukemia Lymphoma Society. A lot of people may know them through the team and training group. But we all originally, the very first year, had some connection as individuals with leukemia or lymphoma, and we really felt like this was what we wanted to go out and do, was to use RAAM as a fundraiser and an attention getter. It was quite successful. In fact, 2009, 2010, we raised almost $250,000 for leukemia and lymphoma.
Wow.
And this year we hope to almost double that, so that we would like to get, we're not going to get $500,000, but we're going to get close. And we've got a really special reason for the big push this year. We went from the 4-man to the 8-man team because we've got more people now that can be fundraising and more networking that's involved. But the first year we had a crew member, and that we all knew prior to RAAM. His name was Warren Bruno, and he was a prominent businessman in Atlanta, just a hell of a great guy, and he had lymphoma. And but he was on our crew, and he was inspiring to us all. I mean, he really was. And the second year, in 2010, he was supposed to be one of our crew chiefs. And right before RAAM, he ended up in the hospital with complications, really from some of his therapy. And but we still had him with us, because we hooked up a phone to the PA system on top of the van, the follow van. And he generally had time in the middle of the night where he could talk. And that's when I was usually riding. We split it up into a day crew and a night crew. I know there's a lot of different means of doing this, but that's how we do it. And so I'm always on the night crew. And I would be out there riding away, and suddenly, and my music would be playing over the big speakers, and suddenly Warrants Voice would come on, and he would say, you know, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. What are you doing, Tony? What are you doing? And it was just great, really was. And so, you know, we really missed him, but felt like he was with us, and we hoped that this year he would be back with us. But his illness became more severe, and just a few weeks ago, he passed away. And as a result, I have to get choked up. But as a result, we've all just, I mean, we're really doing this for Warren and all of the sufferers of blood cancers. It's something that we all feel deeply, that we want to help, and so far it's been a great experience. RAAM, both from the standpoint of the bicycle race, and what a crazy and wonderful way to see the country, and what a crazy and wonderful way to get to know all the people involved. I mean, you learn things about each other that you really would never know in any other circumstance. But not only has that been wonderful, but it's been wonderful to be involved with the fundraising efforts and the people that we have met. We've used social networking to a great degree of success, and this year we're expanding it a lot with video and some other things. But that's been the other wonderful experience, is seeing how people come forward and really will help you support, the cause that you're behind. We found, for instance, just to give you an idea of the social network, I mean, you think back 2009, Facebook was fairly new. Twitter was new, pretty new. And YouTube was not really exploited. Videos were hard to do, harder to do. And yet, in the course of the race itself, we raised $40,000 more just because of the awareness, and part of the awareness too, that gets people excited. And then they want to know, why would you do such a thing? To raise money for leukemia, lymphoma. But part of the reason is people are not aware, as they should be, of RAAM, and when they start finding out the detail, you're doing what, and 24 hours a day, and how far, and how do you do it, and I can't drive it any quicker than that.
That's true.
So all this put together really makes this a great opportunity to go out and support the cause that we're behind. The kind of interesting thing is this snowball and what it is, and it seems to be continuing to snowball. This all started out as just something. I own a training, coaching, testing company for endurance athletes in Atlanta, and with a couple of the folks that I train and coach, we said, we need to do this. And the group that was interested got larger, and several of them said, well, we need to do it with a reason, with purpose. And that's how this was all born. So we decided to make it not only an adventure, but we hope a meaningful adventure, and one that we can connect with a lot of people that want to help this cause.
You've answered like 3 of my questions without me even prompting you. That's doing great. How did you, I don't think I heard the story yet on how you got into cycling, and just riding a bike. I mean, have you been doing it your whole life? Or
pretty much my whole life. I mean, not to the degree I do it now, but I had another life. I was working design, build engineering, and that was a whole other career. And I had a really severe illness. I almost died. It was a septic staph infection from cycling, by the way. Cycling sores, yes, saddle sores. Take care of those saddle sores.
Take care of your bum.
Yes, but anyway, nearly killed me.
Wow.
I was not, in fact, expected to live. I got out of the hospital, and out of the 3.5 months, it seems, I think it was right, 3.5 months of recuperating, went back to my job and says, nope, I did not, God did not pull me through what I just went through to come back to this. And so instead I decided I love helping people, and I love working with people and seeing them succeed. And so my wife and I decided that coaching, maybe doing that and training people, and so that's kind of what really made my cycling become the main part of my life. Yeah. And once I got to spread the message about helping leukemia lymphoma.
And what are you most looking forward to in the race, besides the finish line and the camaraderie? Is there a certain area of the country that you're looking forward to seeing, or is there something that you're wanting to get from this experience that you maybe missed in the last?
Well, for one thing, in the past we've done it as a 4-man team, which is much more than twice as arduous and hard. And so you end up being very obsessed with just surviving your time on the bike. This time I look forward to seeing the country and sharing the experience. We have a number of new people with us this time, and this has become such a part of my life. I want to share that. There's a couple of things I want to tell you, because I know some folks have told you something else. I've been asked before on these interviews, what was the hardest part of RAAM? And not the Rockies, not the Appalachians, which is the RAAM people will tell you it's harder than the Rockies. It's steep. No, it's Kansas.
I believe you on that.
Kansas goes forever.
Yeah.
It is so flat and so dull.
Yeah.
And when you ride Kansas at night, which I do, it's no wonder.
Yeah.
I won't even say it.
It's windy too.
And it's windy. One year we had a tailwind. That was great. We averaged all the way across Kansas over 20 miles an hour. 2010 we had crosswind and headwind. We never saw 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's just like, ah! And of course when you're doing it at night, it's changed. It's changeless. And then you put the wind in. So I'm praying that we have tailwinds this time. But yeah, you know, there's some great places. Gettysburg is almost, we've gone through it at dusk, and it's been absolutely, I mean, talking about bringing you to tears.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
And it's beautiful, the country, just seeing the country. It's incredible, and seeing it at 20 miles an hour, you really, and you're outside,
Yeah.
you hear it,
Yeah.
you smell it, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Just, this is such a great race, and it is so well done. I know some other folks have told you that it's much more than you expect, and it is. My first year, I could not believe the organization and how big a deal it was, and how much support there is along the way. It's great.
Yeah. Now, is there any special way that you like to celebrate at the end of the race? Any special food or experience? I know there's a lot of good food in Atlanta. I particularly like Atlanta for its food, but what way do you like to celebrate when it's all
Boy,
done?
it's funny you should ask me that. The first year, we gained a bit of reputation here at Oceanside as the Jägermeister team and doing Jaeger training.
Oh boy.
And in fact, they asked me on the stage in Annapolis, explain this Jaeger training. The reason is that, though, to go back to Warren owns several really successful large bar restaurants in the Atlanta area, and so he you know, he sort of knows where the fun is, so to speak. But, and one of his favorite things was Jaeger shots. And so everywhere we went with Warren, Jaeger shots. And so at the finish line, and especially this year in Warren's honor, we're all going to be doing a shot or two, a dozen.
Of Jaeger?
Of Jaeger, yeah.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to say to your family, friends out there?
Yeah. Audio, GPS data. We're going to try to really make sure that we share our experience, like I like to share my experience with these guys. That's why I keep expanding the team. We want to share it with everybody else out there.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, I'll look for you at the finish line. And maybe I'll do a shot of Jaeger. I don't know.
Yeah, you will.
At least just one.
There you
just
go.
one.
There you go.
Well,
Very
thank you so
good.
much. It's been a pleasure this
Thank you.
afternoon.
Thank you.